Hi guys, Jeff Gibby here. Thanks for watching the video. Today I want to talk to you about a product we've been designing with Phil Carr of the Gold and Silver Club that harnesses the power of the Metastock Zenith platform to give you good news and information. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. Phil Carr is a great friend of mine. He's been running the Gold and Silver Club for a number of years now. Really knows what it takes to trade commodities and what the important news and information is out there. So what we wanted to do is I want to talk to you a little bit about what Zenith is, how it works, the stuff that's involved in it, and then I'm just going to spend a couple minutes showing you the screens that we decided would be helpful for you. So let's go ahead and get started. What I want to talk a little bit about first is what Zenith actually is. So Zenith's a product that we market here at Metastock that's powered by Thomson Reuters, and the amount of information that they have that's available in the product is insane. At their initial development, they said they spent over $1 billion designing it. That was several years ago. They keep adding new features. I wonder what that running total now is. But to give you an idea of just the scope of coverage, I believe it's, at its price point, the best news product that you can find as a retail trader. For example, you get pricing data with Zenith for 70,000 globally listed company. There's literally 40 million items of research available. You get news that's delivered from Thomson Reuters from more than 2,600 full-time journalists across 200 different news bureaus. You get fundamentals, you get charting. And it covers just about any market you can think of, whether you're interested in foreign exchange or metals or energy or agriculture or commodities or emerging markets or equities. You're going to be able to get the data that you want. Now, one of the things that Phil and I wanted to do, our goal for the product was for somebody that's new to the Zenith platform, to get them the information that they needed to trade gold and silver and commodities. And we actually have been working for months on this to find just the best information, the things that you absolutely needed to keep an eye on in the workspaces that I'm about to show you. So let's jump over to those workspaces, and I'll just give you an idea of kind of how they all work. Right up here at the top, you've got the home page, you've got news, you've got SPX. You'll notice that there's these tabs that are up here. Once you get the gold and silver templates installed, all of these tabs will be available in your Zenith platform as well. And I'm just going to go through these pages one at a time and kind of give you an idea of what they do. So the first one that we're going to kind of look at here is the GS homepage. Okay. Now, the homepage, what it does is it's going to give you the most important information or the most important news of the day. So for example, right here, anything that you'll see on here, you'll see that the ECB is going to end bond buying. If you click on that, you can go into the story. Over here, you'll see a little bit of what the markets are doing today. And you can scroll down here, see all the stories. There's even some really cool stories down here that I'll just point out to you. We're not going to go ahead and load into them. I want to keep this video kind of short. But there's some really cool newsletters that are here that you should check out with your free trial to the Metastock Zenith platform, particularly the day ahead. And if you're trading U.S. stocks, the morning news call and the day ahead are going to be really, really good for you. If you have interest in other categories, like let's say you want to look at Europe, or you're looking at futures, or you're looking at oil, if you click on this newsletter app up here, it'll actually take you to all of the subscriptions or all of the newsletters Reuters publishes periodically. And periodically, I mean either daily or weekly or monthly. Some of them are a little bit less frequently, like quarterly, but they are all very good in terms of telling you what's coming up, what's happened, what to look for in the market. Okay, so that's the homepage. Let's go ahead and kind of look at the GS News page. Now with the GS News page, what we did is, you'll notice this is just a real-time news ticker. So if we happen to get a new news story that comes out that kind of falls into our categories, it's going to go ahead and post right up here. Now what we're looking for specifically for gold and silver is we're looking at silver, we're looking at oil and gas, and we're looking at those other commodities. So if you want to see any of the news that's available here, you just kind of click on this tab. It's going to show them to you. If you want to see what the story is, you can actually click into it, and of course it's going to load in the full news story. Okay. The next page that I'm going to show you is this GS data page. On this page, basically what it does is it gives you the information for the CFTC Commitments of Trader report. Okay, so up here you'll see they're broken down into categories. You've got energy, you've got grains and livestock, you've got metals, and you've got soft commodities. Okay, so let's say we want to look at metals. What we're seeing down here is we're seeing kind of what the net positions of managed money is, and you can quickly look at open interest if you want. So for example, if I click on open interest, it's going to show me the open interest information for the day. If I want to kind of take a closer look, I can scroll down a little bit on this page and I can choose any of the commodities that I want. So for example, let's just go ahead and click on crude. Here we can see the net positions of crude along with the open interest on a day-by-day basis. Or not on a day-by-day, CFTC, they report it periodically. So every time there's a new value, it actually comes in. So that's the GS data. The other thing the next thing I want to show you is actually the calendar page. So I'm going to go to that. What we wanted to do with this particular page was keep you informed of the most important events in the marketplace. So in this particular screen, what you're going to see is we've got it already set to only show us the most important things that are happening. And what we're doing is we're looking at everything that's happening between yesterday and the next week out. Now you can change that if you want, but what we really wanted to do was just show you the important things. So for example, if we look right here, retail sales came out, the actual number was 3.9%, which was a 1.5%. If you kind of scroll down this list, you'll be able to see anything that's coming up, including housing numbers or existing housing sales or GDP production. And we've already kind of narrowed it down to the countries that are important. This would be the US countries, as well as all the G7, G8 countries as well. Okay, right here you can see an initial jobless claims is going to be reported. As with everything in Reuters, if you want to kind of take a bit of a closer look at jobless claims, you can go ahead and click into it. It'll open up and kind of give you all of the important data. It'll show you a little bit of a graph here of that particular economic indicators. And you'll notice down here at the bottom of that first page that we were looking at, all of the news as well. So I did click on the initial jobless claims. If we kind of make that a bit of a full screen tab, what you'll be able to see is how those jobless claims have kind of tracked over history. You'll notice that there's 3 numbers on this screen. So you've got the actual numbers right here, and those are the numbers that are reported in the yellow color. You've got the poll numbers, that's a blue number. What that poll number is that's a number that Reuters polls the economists that it works with. And it comes up with kind of an average aggregate number of what the expectations are going to be. And then based on those, they calculate what's called the SMART estimate, which is this purple line in terms of what they think it'll come in as. So if we kind of scroll down just to kind of point this out to you a little bit, if we're looking at the very current day, you can see that June 9th, we actually have the actuals already posted in on this particular thing. You've got the polling, you've got the SMART estimate. So that's the calendar. Let me go ahead and show you kind of the next page that we wanted to look at. And with the rising popularity of crypto, Phil and his group really do a good job of covering cryptocurrencies as well. And so what they wanted is they wanted a page that was like the other news page that we were looking at, but only looking at the news that was important for cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, that kind of stuff. So if I click on here again, what I'm going to get is I'm going to get a real-time news ticker. Again, I can click into that and read the full story, and it just gives me an idea of what's going on when it comes to cryptocurrencies. Okay. Go ahead, moving on in these tabs, you'll notice this is a lot of really good information. You go ahead and click on this GSFX tab. And you'll notice here, this is kind of the page that kind of keeps you up to date in terms of what's happening when it relates to the FX markets. Over here, you'll notice that we have a working ticker of all of the FX symbols, the euro, the Japanese yen. Over here, we've got any of the important news stories that kind of relate to that. If I just wanted to see JPY, I should be able to click on that. You'll see that all of the news stories that are kind of tagged with JPY kind of show up in this news screen, and you get a chart. In addition to this, this page actually does have its own economic calendar just for the FX market. So if I wanted to kind of look at that, you can click on this Econ tab right here. And what you're going to be able to see is, again, what economic numbers are being reported that affect these currencies as well. Okay. A couple of other tabs to show you. Right here, let's go ahead and take a look at the GSSPX. Okay, so what this does is this gives you an overview of the S&P 500 index. If you want to change this and look at a different index like the Dow Industrials or the Russell 2000, you can just put a little bit of the symbol right here. You'll notice it says SPX, so that's what we're looking at here. But what you'll be able to see is you'll be able to see how S&P is performing. You'll be able to see the sector rotation. So for example, as of the recording of this video, utilities are doing best today. They're up 1.17%. Telecoms are under that, and you can kind of see where sector rotation is coming. You can come down here, you can see relative performance, you can see top and bottom movers, you can see important news. Our big goal here was to give you the information that you needed. There's so much information that's available in Reuters. We wanted to make a workspace or a selection of workspaces that made it available for you to be able to really keep abreast of the market, but simply by changing through the tabs, like we've been doing here. So the last page I want to show you is actually called the GS video page. I actually really like this page, but what it actually does is actually gives you kind of new sentiment and new stories that you can sit here and watch, and you can kind of leave it running almost like a squawk box if you want. I think it's really cool. I think you should have it run, and I actually spend probably more time than I should actually watch in the videos on here, but they're very, very helpful in terms of understanding the market. So in a nutshell, that's kind of the product, the workspaces that we designed for Gold and Silver Club. Phil, one of the things, I just met him in London, and he's like, when we started this, I didn't realize how much I was really going to enjoy all of the information that we were getting out of it. And it's become essential to the trading that I do and the looking at commodities. The more I use this icon product, the more I absolutely love it. So what we're going to do is we're going to let you try this out for free. Basically, we know that if you start using this, it's going to be useful for you. You're going to want to keep it. It really does give you the information you need to be abreast of the market. So if you need to get a copy of the Metastock Zenith platform so you can go ahead and use the template, so you'll want to go to metastock.com/gold and silver EK. If you already have Zenith, thank you. Appreciate your using that. You can get a copy of the templates absolutely free. You don't even need to put in your email address or your name or anything like that. Just go to metastock.com/gold and silver club, install. And in addition to that, I'd encourage you to check out Phil's website. Phil's really knows what he's talking about when it comes to trading gold, silver, commodities, metals, you name it. I've learned so much just by working with him. And you can actually check out his website. It's the goldandsilverclub.com. Want to thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you at the next one.